Hi all. Right, there's a review in my hand going into the next part, and we're going into an allied impulse, and it's a bit of a dilemma here. It's an important impulse. Obviously I got three new great cards, but then I spotted the special, and that means I feel like we really need to deploy the 7 core units and strengthen Liège. Well, not just strengthen Liège, but get something into Liège, because first and second SS are on the outskirts there. So, and I think the fact that they're 3 away from this hex is going to let me deploy them in Liège. So, and if I do happen to leave it another turn, and just one of them moves one hex into there, so we say, which if they activate, they're more than likely something's going to move into there, then I won't be able to deploy them into Liège. So I think I've got to do it this turn. I mean, I could take a gamble, I suppose, but I don't think I want to do that. And the fact that I've actually got 3 cards that could deploy them. I mean, clearly this would be the one you would think you would use. The fact it's a supplemental card too means that I've already mentioned that the primary card is going to be in the draw pile still as well. But this special is rather tempting, and to get the 3rd core units, which are like, I think there's about 6 or 7 of them, to bring them from the 22nd back to the 21st, so they would be able to get access to them from tomorrow, from the 21st. So that seems kind of tempting. And the fact I only get to use this on the 20th, this is my only chance to use it, is it's now or never. And the fact we know that the primary card for this core is in the draw pile, that might not matter, because I'm going to have to deploy them. And obviously, okay, I'm thinking about using the 1st army card to deploy them. I'd rather use it for something else. But then again, I mean, the main use is activate any one 1st army core and stacked units with bonus combat support. So, yeah, I mean, it would be quite nice to do that. I mean, the 21st Army Group card does the same, doesn't it? Yeah, it does the same. So the fact I've got them both there, I just feel like I'd like to use the special, and I can't. I mean, I could take a chance and use the special just now, and maybe we could draw the primary card next turn and then activate them. But it's still taking a chance that the Germans are going to get an impulse in between. I don't want to give them the chance of spoiling that. So I think I'm going to use the 1st army card. Don't know what you guys would have thought about that one. If that's, maybe you wouldn't have been concerned about the special pattern on the move, but I don't know, that feels pretty good. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do this and deploy all 1st army reserves. I mean, it's only the units. I mean, it's a pity there wasn't some other 1st army units in the reserve units box, but hey ho, that's how it goes. Let me just one last think about this, just to make sure I feel good about it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. So, like I say, I'm going to deploy all 1st army reserves. So we've got the 7th. Now we've got a cavalry unit, and then there's 3 armoured units. Now the 3 armoured units could be deployed strategically, but I don't think I'm going to do that, because I want them to be able to deploy just 3 hexes away from a German unit. So as long as everything else is okay with the deployment, which I'm pretty sure it is. Right, I'll move the camera up and have a look. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I could strategically place the armoured units elsewhere and just put the cavalry into Liège, but I'm not so sure. I think that the strength that the Germans have got there, that I might just kind of want that the 3 armoured units in Wales, to be honest. I was just reading the deployment. One of the one of the conditions is at least 3 hexes away from any non-isolated German unit or German town. But it's also 2 hexes away if in a map edge hex. So, to be honest, if the Germans were to move into there, I'd still be able to deploy that in there because it's only 2 away, but it's in a map edge hex. But I still don't want to take that risk. I think I need to get these guys out now. So, yeah, the gamble is that I put the cavalry unit there and deploy the armoured units elsewhere, maybe. I don't think so. I think the clever thing to do is deploy all of them in there. Unfortunately, the cavalry unit's going to have to be deployed within 3 of them. But he's got a nice movement of 6, so yeah, unit whatever number would go in there, and then they're all of the same division, so they've got to be stacked together. And they're on a supply road. They're within their core boundary. They're at least 3 away from a German unit. Now, there's none of their core on the board yet, so they're within 3 of a unit in the same army, with that 5th Corps unit there. And that's it, yes. So the other guy, what am I going to do with him? Yeah, give me a sec. Yeah, I think I'm just going to deploy him right on the army objective marker there. He's on a supply road, just the other side of the Meuse now. That's the thought. What is it? They if they get adjacent to the Meuse, does that release the units? It's one that I maybe should be the other side. Give me a second. Yeah, I possibly do one. I'm just checking the release of the OKW. It happens in the reserve phase. If at least 1 German unit is in a hex adjacent to or across west or north of the Meuse River at that time. It says regardless of supply, and that got me scratching my head about thinking, when I played the Germans, I'm sure I had to be in supply, and I've got the German solo book there. And I just looked at it, and they do have the condition that it's able to trace supply, yeah, so it's slightly harder for you when you're playing playing as the Germans. But there's a few things like that come up. It just makes it more, makes some of these moves that the Germans would make in this game, you know, sometimes are suboptimal moves that kind of balances that out a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I'm just thinking, because the Meuse comes here and then down there, so something moving adjacent to that would trigger that, you know. Yeah, I'm not really sure if it overly matters or not. I mean, I was thinking about putting them on this side of the river. That's a clear hex. Why not put them into the forest there on that side of the river? I mean, there is some units. A bit off camera. Some units that could come up here. I mean, I think the main concern here. There's a load of units here. So yeah, I think I'll put him in that forest. So he's within 3 of units in his core. It's on a supply road. Yeah, and he's at least 1, 2, 3 away from this German unit. Yeah. Okay. Right, I think I'll go with that. So yeah, it'd be nicer to have not used the first army card for that, but I was really spoilt with the 3 cards I got, so I can't be greedy, really, you know. Still got the 21st Army group card. And then I can do that special pattern on the move, but I can leave that till later in the day as well. You know, if I want to see how things go and I might need to activate these units, I can always just override that, or the combat tactic on that card's reinforced battle as well, so if it comes to it. But I think getting these 3rd Corps units deployed tomorrow rather than the 22nd would be pretty awesome, like, so. Okay, so that's my impulse over. So, oh yeah, so I'll get to draw a new, another card. Just checking everything's, yeah. Yeah, let's see what we get. Okay, so it's a 5th core card. That's the one, that artillery, that you can shuffle it back in though. And we've still got 2 cards left in the draw pile, and we know one of them's the 7 core primary card. And the other one's a mystery. Okay, that's, yeah, quite good getting that 5th core. We can maybe, well, getting these guys out now, that was more important, I think. The 5th core is maybe not as important now, because I was maybe wanting to move that unit up to there. But okay, let's get on with a German impulse next. Have I got time? Maybe I could get it started. Okay. Hi all. Right, I clearly didn't have time to carry on and move on to German impulse, so we're into the night time. So German impulse. Ooh, right. So I'll tell you what, they're going to get some strong cards coming up soon, aren't they? So this is a primary card. It's going to be the command card, support card here. Consolidation again, event on the support card. Yeah, I can see a reduced unit straight off, so it looks like they're going to repair a point. Okay, it seems it's nice and easy. It's going to replace the point step loss from this guy. Remember, it looks at what the command card's core is, and adds a replacement point to that unit, as long as it can follow all the rules. It's in German reserve supply, I think, isn't it? Yeah, I don't feel that there's an issue with that. So that's that event done. Well, it's just probably, no, that's just the division card, isn't it? Mind you, they were quite strong. Well, they've only 2 units, but they're quite strong, so. However, that's done. Okay, so then we move on to the command card, and it's to activate the 85th core. Okay, they don't have the core objective, do they? It's 80 core, yeah. So they're following the army objective, which is down just beside R1, in a town just outside R1. Okay, so no roadblocks adjacent to any of the units. I always like to have the page open, just have a glance. I'm not one to like store all the rules in my head anyway. There's far too many of them, so I like to double check. No roadblocks. Right, location of the army objective marker. Right, well, I don't need to show you that. There's not a German unit proximate or within 2 of it, so it's going to stay put. So now we're going to look at movement, and I'll go and have a look and see what's what. Okay, so we've got method 2, move to a hex both closer to units, army objective and adjacent to allied VPX. Ettelbruck here is going to be some of these guys' target. It's more than likely going to get closer to their army objective. I'll double check that. So that's going to go in ascending order. So unit 2 here to start with. Yeah, so he can certainly move adjacent. He's not really got many options. It's basically straight up right into there. So I think that's what he's going to do. Don't think there's any issues with the town. He's going to leave a detachment in that town, but I think he's going to do that. So next unit would be, Well, Unit 5 up here, he's not got the range. He is only 1 hex shorter to get into Bastogne, but, well, he's 1 hex shorter. he needs 4 movement, he's only got 3, so he's not going to do that. Unit 6 would be next. Now, he can come across the river, and he's going to do that, isn't he? So, yeah, sorry, just to double check. That is 1 hex closer. The army objective's down this direction. Sorry, let's zoom out and show people, Grant. Is that on the camera now? Maybe not. See, it's right down the bottom here. But it's down there, so their movement down this way is heading towards it, so it is getting closer. Okay, so unit number, what did I say, 6. Yeah, so he can move adjacent and 1 hex closer, and he is going to just jump across the river, because obviously he's wanting an empty hex if he can get it. So that seems pretty good. Still no issues with the town. No, there's not. So unit 7. Now that's a broken bridge, so he's not going to be able to get across, is he? No. And then unit 8 also faces a broken bridge. Well, he's got zone of control issues as well. So, yeah. Okay, so I'll move on to the next movement methods, see what else we can get. Okay, almost missed this one. On to the infantry moves, 5 to 9. And we've got 2 infantry units. The other unit of that course, an armoured unit. So enter empty town, move active infantry units each to an empty allied town hex or to an empty German town hex to which allied supply can be traced. Now Wiltz has been here for a while, and it sprouted up due to a detachment. It sort of like spawned another detachment, didn't it? And then stole the town. But it's always been an allied supply, I believe, so I think it still is. Right, okay, it can't go across this bridge because there's a zone of control here, but I'm pretty sure it can go just 1, 2, 3, 4 and get on this road. Sorry, we're zoomed in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. It gets on this road, and this road just traces right down to R1 and away. So this is an allied supply. And of course, this infantry unit can reach 1, 2, 3. It could go 1, 2, and then 3. So it's grabbing the same amount and going that way. Okay, I don't know how you decide that one. So that's going to move into Wiltz, yeah. So what was that, 15.1 wants it to take a route that'll move through the highest whole value hexes. Well, they're both going to be the same. I'm pretty sure they don't tie break between that. Okay, there's nothing to say. It just says go through the total highest whole value hexes. So it could go 1, 2, 3, which is 2. Or 1, 2, 3, which is 2. I'm just going to go this first one. It's probably not that important. But I can't see anything there that says that shows a tiebreak. Oh, right, I've ran out of detachment markers again. So, and he left that one, didn't he? And yeah, it doesn't go into details on how you would try and tie break that. I suppose I could look at these last resort tie breakers, could I? Oh, that's it. Well, I mean, all you can pick between that is, it says if a choice of hex remains, you pick the lowest hex number. So that would be into there before it would be into there. So I don't think it makes a big deal, but that's what we'll go with. Right, so what have we got left? Oh, there is still 1 infantry unit left and the armoured unit. Okay, nothing else till we get to 10 to 13. So Unit 7, can't move your arrows. This is his. Oh, actually, no, he can. I've just noticed there's a secondary arrow. This is a primary arrow, but it's got a B, so that's only there if this bridge is good. But his secondary arrow would be into there, and that would spend his full movement moving into there, actually. So yeah, there you go. It's kind of like a bit of an odd one, but because his next move would be not with arrows and move near us to army objective, so he'd probably come across into the town here. But that does get him across the river. So yeah, I think that's going to be that. Okay, and the last one's the armoured unit. He can't move the arrows. He's got a secondary arrow into there, but then that primary arrow is only going to be if this bridge is good. So he can't get closer to his army objective. He's in zone of control here. Can't infiltrate. He's already adjacent to an allied unit, so I think that's him done as well. So that's all the possible movements. So we now need to. Oh yeah, there was still not any reserves. Well, they need the army group card to get any reserves. What are they getting anyway? One from the 58th and one from the 53rd Corps. Okay, yeah, and they've got cards to come in as well, but we need the army group card for that. Okay, so that's all the movement. There's no reserves, like I say, so let's check for attacks. We've got possible check, well, here and here, and then unlikely here. We have no support card, so there's no assault coordination to consider. Right, I'll have a look. Alright, so we're going to have to work this one out, because this unit can attack this unit alone, and it's 5 against 2. But you could attack this half the course of the river and get support from this. So, 5 against 2, but then he has got an adjacent supplied unit, so that's 5 against 3. That would be that. So the odds are 5 against 3 there. So, and then targeting this guy, that's only going to be 2 across the river, so that would be 5 against 4. Actually, he would get a boost as well, because he is still adjacent to an allied supplied unit. So that would be 5 against 5, whereas this is 5 against 3. So this is a check that we're going to make. So it's only 1. Is it 1.5 to 1? Oh, I hate that sum. 5 against 3. Right, we'll see what happens. So 5 against 3, which is kind of 1 to 1, or it might be 1.5 to 1. Somebody needs to set me a wee sort of table that decides what 1.5 is. I can't work that one out. So modifiers, tackles include elite. No, that's not the case. It's not an army group card. There's no support card. So yeah, it's probably unlikely. Oh, I've moved my Friday box. Hang on. Okay, so 1 to 1-ish odds with no modifiers. So what we got? Alright, that's a 10. Well, that's cancel off less than 4 to 1, so we don't need to work out if it was 1.5 to 1 or not. Okay, so no attack there. And yeah, this is no attack. He's coming across the river. He's just on his own, so that's not going to happen either. Yeah. So not an awful lot going on. With no units to bounce back to the reserves, but this guy will build an IP now. Do they build IPs in West Wall hexes? Grant. I'm not so sure if they do. Hang on. Yes, they do. It's only a town or city that stops an IP being built, or if he's already got an IP. So he will build an IP. There. Okay. So that was kind of quick German impulse. All the big cards are to come though, aren't they? They're going to happen soon. So I suppose they got Wilt sorted out there now. That's been open for a while. Not that I was doing anything to like worry them about it, but yeah, it's looking down at R1 there, but they can't really get down through here at the moment, but something need to watch. So R1's 5 victory points, so it's not a concern as of yet. Right, so do we have time to do more stuff? I think I probably do, so it's going to be an Allied Impulse next. What I'll do is maybe just cut this one though and do the same as I done the last time, just in case I don't get back and don't get it sorted, because I'm going to take a slight break just now. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, yeah, I'm just straight back. Should be able to have time for another bit. And I had a look about, see what I might want to do. It kind of got me kind of excited, because I feel like getting a bit aggressive here. Maybe taking advantage of all the bad cards that the Germans have been drawing. The problem is the good cards are still to come, so maybe don't get too excited, Grant. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 wee things that I'm looking at that I think I could have a go at. So I'm going to activate 18 core. I did want to do this the last time, but there was that issue. Well, you know, I activated 8 core, didn't I? Because it was like Dinon, and then we brought out the reserves when we had the chance, which that all made sense, I think. So going to activate 18 core now. They're scattered about a bit. There's one there, there's one under there. There's 2 in here, there's 2 in here, there's 1 down here. There's also, which I almost forgot about, and then when I remembered, I thought, ooh, is these out of supply 7th armoured units. I mean, that's 11 strength in there. I mean, they are out of supply, but they're just going to sit there and, well, become isolated next turn unless I can chuck that air power. Now, I mean, I don't have the option to do that. You know, I've got the army group card, but I'd rather not be chucking that at that. But my thinking was that I could have a go at this guy and then, you know, get them out of surround, hopefully. And I mean, they're still not going to be in supply, but at least then they can move. And like we talked about before, you've got Saint-Vith and Bale Sam down here, and you know, I don't know. It could be a bit of thorn in the side if they were able to take this unit out. Maybe go into Saint-Vith and then I chuck them a air supply. You know, and then they're sitting in there and causing all sorts of trouble for the Germans. So, right, out of supply. If mechanised may move only 1 hex. Right, okay. So there's a snag right away. May not build an IP. The unit. Oh, the unit may not attack. Seriously. For some reason I didn't think it was out of supply and it was just isolated. That stopped that, but I should have read it first, obviously. Okay. I mean, I can't use the army group card for that, but it would have been nice to have chucked an air supply at that guy first then. Well, maybe hold off do something else. Hang on. I've been sitting pondering here and actually thinking about possibly using the army group card to resupply these units, to do air supply on these units. It doesn't feel the right thing to do with that card, or does it? I've only got 2 cards left in my draw pile, and I know one of them is the 7-core primary card. Now I don't know what the combat the event on that, if there is an event. And then they've only got 1 other card, so, and I would need to play something else. I mean, I could just play the special pattern on the move card, I suppose, to like. But the other thing was I was wanting to play this, make an attack, and use that, and use my core artillery while I've got cards still on my draw pile. So this shuffles in, and I get to reuse this. But I suppose I could play this. Oh no. Well, yeah, I could play the special pattern on the move. That leaves me 1 slot. I just get to draw 1 card. And then we could see. The thing is, though, I'm still going to have to play the card. I'm still going to have to play another card to. And then I'm not going to benefit from my core artillery at all if I do that or not. Oh, it's tough. Yeah, I might just try playing the pattern on the move and then seeing what the first card I draw is. If it happens to be an air power, then I could consider it. It just seems a bit of a waste to use this card and not be able to do anything with these units. I mean, I could do it and then hopefully next turn we can. I mean, they're going to become isolated next turn though. Another good thing about this was I thought we could have a go at this guy. We've got 6 strength there. We could also support it with another potentially a 5 strength, or maybe leave something in Rochfort, but I don't feel like Rochfort's under any threat. So 6, 9, 11. 11 against 2 is 5-1 odds, you know, on that guy. Maybe have a go at trying to take a German unit out. He's only got 1 step. And then the other one I thought was bringing this guy. He's just in a town. I thought it was a VP town at first, but it's not. Bringing him 1, 2, 3 around to surround that wear unit, and he's reduced, so that would only be 5 against 2. But possibly could add a combat tactic to it, maybe. Like I say, it'd be nice to use the core artillery, and then get it back again. So maybe I should just forget about the supply units and just play this. Yeah, okay, I'm still going to play this card and just have to. I think it's too much a gamble to try and look for an air power card with only 2 cards left in the draw pile. And I mean, I'm definitely not going to be able to use my core artillery, which I've got 2 possible attacks here that I could make, and I could use it on 1 and then, then draw the card again. So we'll just have to let these guys hang on just now. Okay, so I'm playing that to activate the 18 core. Is there any detachments adjacent to any of the units? There is not, I can see. So okay. I suppose bringing that guy round is. I mean, I'm going to surround the unit, but if the attack was to go wrong, that could be a little worrying. I don't want to if if I go 1, 2, 3 into here, surround this guy, and then make this attack. I suppose I don't need to make that attack though, Grant. Maybe just leave that. Let's leave him surrounded. Because if I make the attack, and the fact this is a reduced unit, well, we'd probably take the hit on. I would probably take the hit on the reduced unit, because if I take the hit on that, then he can just go 1, 2. Actually, he's maybe not going to get 3, 4, 5. He's not going to get all the way to the muse, but yeah, I think the sensible thing to do is probably to just not make an attack. Well, you know what? I'll move the unit to there anyway. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Right, so move him to there, and let's see what I'm going to do down here. Okay, I can't really move these units at all to try and, because there's zone of control up here as well, and yeah, I can't, maybe to try and get this unit surrounded, but I can't quite do that. So I can do 1, yeah, let's go 2 into there and go 1, 2 into there. And I know I'm leaving Rochfort empty, but I feel okay about that. I don't think there's any great risk. And that's going to give 6, 8, 11 against 2 here. So 5 to 1 odds, if assuming I do, well, yeah, I'm going to go with that attack. I don't know about the other one. So that's going to be all my movement. The guy, I've still got the guy in St Hubert here, but I can't really, I can't get him up to the fight anyway, because this detachment's going to stop me. If I go 1, 2, it is just become adjacent to, isn't it? It doesn't need to be a road, does it? With a detachment, it's not quite like a roadblock, I don't think. I think as soon as I'm adjacent to it, I've got to stop. Hang on. An allied unit must stop its movement or advance after combat upon. There you go. There's that wording again, by the way, which I have to apologise for then. An allied unit must stop its movement or advance after combat. And he was me harping on saying that I felt that advance after combat was movement, but there's another instance of it where it separates the two sort of conditions, if you like. Yeah, it just says it must stop after entering a hex adjacent to a German detachment, so it doesn't need to be connected by roads or anything. So, in fact, as soon as I moved there, I would have to stop. And, we've got this unit outside Bastogne. He's unlikely to move, but I don't know. No, I don't think so, because I moved this unit adjacent to this detachment, so if they activate again, this would go away due to this unit. So I think we'll just leave that guy in St Hubert, that's fine. And then our out of supply units, well, they're surrounded, so, and they can't attack, as I've just found out, thinking it was just isolated units that couldn't attack, but this is a bit of a bummer. Okay, so let me see if I'm going to consider this attack or not. I probably shouldn't, but let me have a look. I'm kind of tempted actually. I've got 5. Well, actually, let me put this unit down the bottom so we can see the unit that's relevant at the moment. So I've got 5 against 2, which only gives me 2 to 1 odds. I could play a tank battalion, which would give me 6 against 2, give me armour, And bearing in mind, this is mechanized infantry as well. So it's not only giving us armor. It's like they've not got armor, you know. So, and it would give us 3-1 odds. Give us an extra chip pool because we're losing a chip pool due to this being bracketed. So we would only be getting 1 for the units, 1 for being elite. 2 chip pools. Then if I played the tank battalion, that would be 3 chip. It's only 3 chip pools, but we've got some nice stuff. 3-1. We've got elite. We've got armor. We would have armor, you know. And then because I've got the core artillery as well, but I was thinking it might be nicer to keep that for the other combat down here. Although, this is a straight up 5-1 odds with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chip pools for the 5th one for being elite. So the core artillery would only get to 6. I've got engineers there as well, you know that would take it to like 6-1 if I played engineers. Oh. But I'm starting to, it means I'm starting to burn right through my cards, and the Germans have got loads of cards to come. So Grant, maybe you should settle down here. And we know that they've been drawing all the division cards, and the core cards that they've drawn are for like the 85th and the 80 core units, and not the big cores. So they're going to come. Yeah, they're on their way. So you need to be careful about what you're doing here, because is it really important to take this unit out and even attack this unit? You've got it surrounded. Why not be happy with that and just try and strangle it in there? And okay, I think I'm going to do both attacks, and I think I'm going to play the tank battalion as well, but I'm better doing the attack that I definitely want to do first, and then maybe see the outcome of that, and it might change my mind, make me think I shouldn't make the other attack, or maybe not play the combat tactic. Right, okay. So I'm going to attack here. So this is 6 strength, both elite infantry unit, and that's a fuel marker that's underneath if you're wondering what that is. So 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 against 2. So we've got a 5-1 odds there. Let's just get to the procedure here, make sure I'm doing things right. Right, we've got to play our combat tactics. Right, I'm going to... Yeah, I think playing the core artillery here, this is the more likely chance of getting a result this combat, so it's better playing it on this one. And then we can see how it goes, and that will get to shuffle back in. It does go before you draw your cards, doesn't it? Yeah, because you'd be discarding first before you drew up. So I still have 2 cards on my draw pile, so that will get to shuffle back in. So that's good. Right, so chip pools at the moment, well, not chip pools, so let's work it out. 1, 2, 3, 4 units, 1 for elites. Oh yeah, that is taking it to 6, isn't it? Why did I think it was only taking it to 5? 1, 2, 3, 4 units, 5. So if I did play engineers, I would get a large attack as well. Oh. No, the Germans have got far too many cards. I need to keep something. I mean, it's what I'm keeping. I mean, it's not like a brilliant card. 4th armor and Sorry, that's the misprinted one, isn't it? 4th Infantry, 10th Armoured. With an Engineers event, combat tactic, but I still think I should keep some cards just in case, you know. Because even just chucking, that does have the event Engineers on it, so chucking a couple of roadblocks maybe, or blowing a bridge maybe. Right, so I mean the only thing it's one extra chip pool, but obviously the 7 gives you the large attack, so right, let's just go with that, because this is starting to slow down quite a bit again. So I'm going to draw a German card. Now they're not surrounded, so there is a chance of an undetected defender, which we've not seen yet, but let's draw the German card. Right, well it's not a match for the core. I don't think I've been saying that before, but it needs to match the core, or sometimes if it's a division card, we need to match the division, etc. Fixed artillery. Oh, that's going to be good, because there's no way they're in range of that, and there's going to be like, do I need to look at that? Yeah, fixed artillery range is 4, so that, I'm just going to chuck that card away. So that was a good result for us. So we've got artillery. They do not have, they have nothing else. So it's a maximum of 6 chip pools, 5-1 odds, minimum of just 1. He's in a woods hex. He's an elite, but he's not armoured as well. He's mechanised infantry too, but we're only infantry. Right, I'll get the 1 and we'll see where we stand from there. Would you look at that? It's Defender Recon on the front side, which he is not. But Combat Engineer in the back. If I played Engineers, that would have counted for us. But yeah, this is a nice thing about the chip pools. I love it. I've heard some people thinking it's a bit random and that, but it's, I don't know. It's not. It feels different than rolling dice to decide the outcome of combats, and you know, combat result tables and adjustments and all. I mean, there's some adjustments within this game as well, but I like drawing the chits. I think it's really good. Okay, so yeah, I think there's no point going into this without drawing the whole 6. That's not showed anything at all anyway, so yeah, I'm going to get the other 5. It was a terrible finish. This was the first chit. It was just 8. No, was it 9-1? No, it's 8-1 with a D3. Well, we're only getting that. And this one was 7-1 on the front. I thought, oh, here we go. But on the back, it was flank attack, and we're flanking. And then I got 2-1. I thought, right, we're on the way. And then Defender Elite, which, okay, it's not a D minus, that one. And then a Woods chit to finish. Yeah, he is Woods, yeah. I thought for a minute there it was broken. I wouldn't have counted. So that's a bit of a bummer. D2 would have been really nice. Not going to eliminate him, but we're only at D1, aren't we? In fact, it's 1 hit each, innit? Yeah, 1 hit each. So so it's equal to his steps, so he's going to retreat. Can't go there, so he's going to retreat into here. That satisfies his 1 hit. Yeah, needed a bit more than that, didn't we? So we've got to take a step loss on something. That's a 3, it reduces to bracketed 2. So is that one? Yeah, it's worthwhile taking that one again then. It doesn't drop his strength. Makes him bracketed, but doesn't drop his strength. So advance after combat. Do we want to be doing that? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think I will with that one. I know I've got 2 units of mercy, so I could advance 1, but don't think so. I think these units might be better used for the next day. We've got these 47 core units maybe coming up surrounding more of them. Oh, in fact, you know what? I just realised I could have done that. I couldn't. Oh no! I would have been moving adjacent to this detachment, wouldn't I? It starts to show you how annoying these detachments can be. This is us starting to see that. Okay, well, we've done that now anyway. So I don't think it will advance after combat. So this I'll shuffle into my draw pile because I still have cards in it. So only 3 cards, so it's a tricky shuffle. And then we'll have a look at this other attack, which I think I'm going to go for actually. No, you know what? I've chucked my sensible head on and I've said, nah, I'm not going to attack. I'm only getting 2 chip pools there, and if I play the tank battalion, that's 3 chip pools. It's only 3 chip pools, 2 to 1. No, it would be 3 to 1, wouldn't it? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it would be 3 to 1 odds. But I mean, he can also retreat. He's got a unit adjacent he can retreat into. I think it's probably just better cutting his supply off. Just, you know, the move into this hex is good enough. And why take risks with that? I don't think it's wise. Yeah, so I'm going to stop there. So yeah, I think that's our impulse over. So can we? Right, I'm assuming out of supply can't build IPs, can they? If they can't attack, they can surely not build an IP. No, they cannot. Okay, and this guy didn't do an MB. He's in a town. So, and the other guy down in St Hubert's can't build an IP either. So, okay, so well, it was okay-ish, I suppose. Maybe not as exciting as I thought it might be, but oh well. Right, I'll take a pause just now. I was hoping to get another German impulse in before bed, but it's kind of late now. We'll see. I feel like they're going to be drawing some bigger cores soon, army cards and the like. So, right, I'll pause just now in case if I do start and I draw 2 big core cards that I don't have the time to finish. So I'll be back shortly, guys. Okay, cheers.